Hey, Joseph Elise on my previous video blog about the Oakland Raiders had a great question. He wanted to know why corporate sponsors haven't rushed to the Oakland Raiders, or why it seems he says the corporate community has turned its back on the Raiders. The bottom line is this: the Raiders have had historically a very small, arguably non-existent corporate sponsorship sales staff. In 2013 and 2014, when Amy Trask was the CEO, the Raiders made an effort to beef up the staff, and it showed when they landed deals with Gatorade, with Geico, and with other corporations for deals with signage at the Napa training camp and in as many areas as they could, given the fact that they share the stadium right now with the Oakland Athletics. But my contention is that the Raiders, A, still lack the staff and the overall organizational focus on getting sponsors, and B, don't have the imagination to think, or don't exhibit the use of imagination. I'm being brutal here, but it's being brutally honest here in trying to figure out how to use every inch of the Coliseum space for sponsors. Let me give you an example. The Bay Area is tech rich, and anyone who's involved in tech knows that corporations, be they startups or large, love to have kiosk spaces where they know they're going to be large audiences so they can show their latest app or product or device. There are a number of ways you can do that at the Coliseum just by having kiosks positioned at different areas around the stadium at the 200 level where the clubs are, so that you can stop and perhaps take a look at and download an app that's provided by a startup or a medium-sized or larger company. Or perhaps there's another startup, medium-sized or larger company that has a special on a type of tech jacket. Or maybe there's another area that another corporation is sponsoring a special Raiders hackathon right there where you can come down at halftime and see what's happening or stick around after the game. Those are but three idea types that you've never seen but can be done that would attract corporate sponsors. But again, you've got to have the sales staff to go after and make those pitches and make those sales, and you have to have the organization pay that staff and make sure that they're well equipped to land those deals. And the Raiders don't have that. The Raiders don't have that. And they don't have a focus that's tech oriented. Not only that, their focus is very much oriented toward the 20th century. And I'll give you one very basic example that you can look at right now. Go to Raiders.com. That's right, the official website of the Oakland Raiders. Where's the corporate sponsor? It's nowhere. Now, if the Raiders say that's an NFL issue, which it is, then they need to make a petition to the NFL's Digital Media Committee on a type of shared corporate sponsorship so that the Raiders can go out, get their corporate sponsors, and via a formula share a percentage with the other league clubs, because then they would have an incentive to go out and get those sponsors. But to go to the Raiders website with as much traffic as it gets and have no corporate sponsor on it is shameful. To have, for example, videos that don't have provisions for corporate sponsors, like Raiders video blog area sponsored by Marriott Hotels, or sponsored by, you get it, manufactured Trek bikes or something like that. That's shameful. But there you go. In a web-dominated and mobile-dominated economy, you need to have provisions for corporate sponsors to be on your platform. The Raiders don't have that. The Raiders don't have that. So, again, it's a matter of lack of resources, lack of staff, lack of focus, and lack of imagination. There's your answer.